green label last time. I think also.
Similar. I like this one a little better.
Where's this place again?
Horse and
There's
Nature.
two.
Oh, this is a
There's
good
one
one.
in Miramar and there's one in Balboa Park, or like right outside Balboa Park.
I don't know which one I'd feel more inclined to go to.
Balboa
Like
Park
Miramar
one.
is like the Ballast Point used to be down here, like
The small one.
like
The
really
tasting room.
intimate.
Yeah.
The one in Balboa Park is huge. They have like an outdoor patio.
Which
TVs
one do you like more?
I mean, I definitely like the one in Balboa Park better, just because there's more space. You don't have to worry about like seating and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or I mean, even if it is busy, you can always find a place to stand.
Mm-hmm.
But
No preference. You're like, they're both good.
they're both good. Yeah. I mean, the Miramar one's closer to my house.
Yeah, I like the Balboa Park one just because it's a little bit bigger.
I would like to bring the dog. too.
Parking usually sucks a little bit over there. That's one reason.
Never had an issue with it
Yeah.
because it's
Not in that area.
It's on 6th, so it's like you can park on the main street right by Balboa Park if you want to.
Yeah.
And they always have.
That is good. Tasty. Tasty.
You got to bring your mic in.
Shit. We're recording.
So I'm gonna do the. So when you're listening,
The
back,
what? Oh, the ASMR thing?
No, I'm just.
Birds can't give you diseases.
You can't get
That shit was
diseases
so
from
funny.
a bird.
What is that?
The Office, you can't get diseases from a bird.
I think that's what
I
you
don't-
sent us today.
I don't remember that scene from the.
Oh, you
Office.
sent it to us?
I sent
Oh,
it.
you sent it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I saw you sent it. I'm like, I don't remember the scene at all.
Early.
Yeah, it was early. It was like when
It's probably an episode that I've seen, but I just don't remember it.
I'm trying to think what else happened in that episode. Jim's gone. He's not in Scranton.
Oh, so it's like season 3.
3 or whatever, yeah.
Like season 1 was basically season 2.
Yeah.
It was so short.
Season 1, yeah. Season 1, really, the one redeeming thing was, I think, the basketball episode. And then maybe
The
there was
sexual harassment
sexual
episode.
Sexual harassment
So
and the
the
Dundee Awards.
They did
Oh,
the Dundee
yeah.
in season 1?
Yeah, it was the last episode. Season 1 was great.
Season 1's
It was
good.
awesome.
Okay, then maybe more happens than I remember. I remember the first episode was fucking awful. I didn't like the first episode.
Diversity training.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
too much for me. Too much cringe for me.
Yeah.
Dude, that's why I couldn't get into it for the longest time.
Yeah, the first episode. And then he like gets all up in Kelly's face. You want my cookie?
Yeah.
You want the cookie here? Like,
Oh my god, it's so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Super uncomfortable. Name's Mr. Brown. Okay, not falling for that one.
yeah.
Not a joke. That's my name. Get my bathtub delivered tomorrow.
That's awesome.
Super excited.
Get a bottle of wine.
I got a jacuzzi tub. It's got 8 jets in it.
Damn.
And I bought a heater for it, so it goes in line with the water, with like the water line, and it pumps out hot water through the jets.
Oh, nice.
So even if
I was
you're-
like, why the hell wouldn't your freaking jacuzzi be hot?
Yeah.
Well,
I get it. The jets are hot.
Yeah, it's the tub, because if you're just taking a bath for a while and the water starts to get cold, turn the
Yeah.
jets back on, get the water heated again.
That's pretty.
sense.
Dude, that's dangerous. You could be in there for a while.
Dude, I'm being there for hours, and I haven't taken a bath in like over a year and a half.
Man, you're gonna be freaking squeaky.
This is
clean.
like more like a hot tub than it is like a.
I get out of the shower. I'm as clean as a whistle.
Why do I need to wash the towel? Towel washes me.
It's from New Girl.
Boys, let's get to it.
Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show. Lights, camera, action.
What's up, everybody? We are the Three Amigos and a podcast. Welcome back to another week.
What's going on?
See how I didn't?
I was just gonna
I
say.
didn't count the episode this time.
I was gonna give you kudos for it, but I'm like, let's not draw attention to
No,
it.
draw attention.
Now we're drawing attention.
Drawing
to it.
attention to it.
Way to go, asshole.
Yeah.
Look how good I am. So okay.
Look at how good I am.
So last week I thought was one of our like funniest episodes, like our intro when we're talking about the pizza and all that other kind of stuff.
How do you
And,
remember? Oh, the cauliflower pizza.
Yeah.
You guys are busting my balls over the cauliflower pizza.
So
Did you guys buy any?
No.
No.
Oh, well.
I saw it at the grocery store and I was like, no.
I'm
I'm not even gonna give it a chance. So one of Sarah's classmates, her name's also Sarah, found out that we do a podcast, and she was gonna play it while they were all at lunch together. And Sarah goes, "No, hold on. There might be a lot of like, I don't know what they're saying. There might be a lot of profanity and cussing. I don't want it to offend anybody." She told me that, and I go, "Oh no, I don't even think we cussed at all. Like through that part, we were just talking about pizza." I listened back to it. In like the first 3 minutes, Brandon said shit and fuck like 8 times.
I said fuck for sure.
I think we all.
I think you did too. Because
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember because I was like, no fucking way, or something like that.
and Brandon was like, "That shit was so fucking good." You said it like 3 times in a row.
That's his staple. It's like that's his sentence.
That's
like,
my go-to
Yeah,
line.
like anytime it's like a beer or like a drink, you're like, oh, we want to hear that shit was so fucking good.
You're the
Like,
opposite. You're the opposite of fuck shit from mid '90s.
Yeah,
You're the-
mid-90s.
You're the inverse.
That's my
of it.
line.
Yeah,
Apparently.
that's funny.
well, let's get this fucking started.
There we go. I want to start off first with saying how my week went because I have a little special something that happened. I don't know what that look was. It's not that kind of special.
Dang, I can't believe Sarah's
Wait.
pregnant. No, I'm just-
Yeah, that was the look.
No,
And,
it was a joke.
Plus, I'd be worried because we haven't seen each other in like. No, I'm just kidding. So if you're listening, I love you. That was just a joke. I was joking.
But by the way, let's go do some kickboxing later. No?
They show you the Falcon Punch.
Oh, you gotta cut this shit out. You gotta cut this out.
I can't cut this out because I'm trying to do my news. Okay, bring it back down. I want to go last now. I'm going last. Brandon, how was your week?
It was very, very low key. Nothing too crazy. Shoot, I don't even remember what I did this. Oh, to False Idol. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had some drinks and had a good time. It was relaxing and yeah, just chilled in the chill zone.
In the chill zone. Very nice.
Did you eat there?
They don't serve food there, but
Is False Idol the one in PB or?
No, that's
It's-
Magic Skirt.
yeah,
Or
grass skirt.
Grass skirt.
Yeah, I've been there
You were
too.
close.
The no, it's in
Oh, it's
shit,
the
it's,
one
it's
inside of
Craft and Commerce.
yeah.
And yeah, I went there and then kind of like checked to see if, because every time we try to go to Felipe's, it's like super packed.
First of all, it's
It's
called Felipe's.
Felipe's.
Oh, I don't know.
Felipe's.
I've heard it pronounced like 12 different ways, so I don't even know.
It's chocolate, Pete.
Yeah.
You're not
But
fucking French.
anyways, Felipe's,
There you
right?
go.
Yeah. Every time we go, the line's like out the door to like
Which one do you go to?
the Little Italy one. 'Cause
Oh,
it's right
yeah.
next to it's walking distance.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say
That
I was
one
like,
is really busy all the time.
the Kearney Mesa one is never busy, and
Yeah.
the one that's across the
It's on
15 or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever that area is called over
yeah,
there.
next to Black Angus.
Dude, that one is never busy. Like you could bring a party of 20, and they'd
The
be like,
other-
"Yeah, go over there."
The one in
one's
Little
off the
Italy is
15?
supposed to be. It's right next to like the Black Angus, the Jamba Juice,
remember
Starbucks over there.
my
Petco.
birthday party that we went to? We did the
Beer-
party bus beer
Yeah.
tour thing. The first stop.
Oh,
all the way over there.
next to
okay.
Armstrong, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now I'm
yeah.
back on the same page.
So yeah, we like walked by and like, nah, screw this, we're good. And we like chilled and watched like some of the local music that was going on there. Then we just ordered Domino's and took it back home and just ate pizza and watched a movie.
Nice.
So
I love Felipe's. That's one of my
Oh, I
favorite
love Felipe's
pizza
Yeah.
too.
spots.
Ever since when was it? I don't know if it's your parents or Powell that showed me the cut it twice thing, like how they can cut the pizza twice, so it's
Oh,
even.
I'm sure it was Powell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I when they were in town that one time and we went down
Yeah.
to that Little Italy one. They had it
Yeah.
cut twice, and I was like, I didn't even know this was a thing.
Yeah.
Like it's a genius idea
Nah,
because their slices are huge,
massive.
But
They're-
yeah,
Delicious.
that's smart though. That way you
how was
portion yourself.
How was your
Portion
weekend,
control.
right?
It's good. Dean and myself and Shaylee, we went to Pure Project on Saturday night. Hung out, had some drinks. Yeah. Sunday we just kind of hung out. We didn't do too much. went grocery shopping.
That's what we say every
Yeah.
time, all of us.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like
that
we-
was like the big event. Like,
We were there for a long
Yeah, we were there
time,
for
too.
a long ass time. The last call.
yeah, they closed
last
down.
Call.
Damn.
I was
I mean, that's
surprised.
like 10 o'clock there, but like that's still
But even
late
still,
for
we
us.
got there at 7.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
10 o'clock's late for we're old people now,
Yeah.
so
no, for
10,
sure,
10 o'clock comes around, you're like, damn,
for sure.
it's late.
yeah, I got to brush my teeth soon.
All right, you got a toothbrush? I'm gonna brush it with this beer.
yeah.
Um,
Anyway, so my turn now, since
Yeah.
I was gonna go first, but now I'm going last.
'Cause you're-
My little cousin Ryan graduated from the fire academy.
Nice.
So he started his first day in the I think he's in the Firehouse 51. It's down in National City. It's like in Skyline. It's a
Oh,
little bit sketchy.
he
but,
got him with SD Fire.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, in with SD Fire. Started Wednesday. So it was super cool to see him on stage, like graduate from
Yeah.
the fire academy, like go through this whole thing. It was nice. They had a little the graduation ceremony was at the Rock Church over in Liberty Station.
mhm.
But yeah, it was just really cool.
That's
It was
awesome.
like
Nice. He got a little shout out. I think one of our first podcasts.
yeah, he was
during
out
the
fighting
fire.
those big fires
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
were yeah.
Then I went to
East County.
your grandfather's funeral too.
Yeah.
That was when I saw him there.
Yeah, so
Doing
obviously
big
we're all
things.
like super proud of him. It's an
that's great.
incredible accomplishment. Sorry, it's getting choked up.
That's
So proud
tough,
of him.
man. There's a
Yeah.
lot of people that go into that.
Yeah,
That's
so it's
extremely challenging. That's awesome.
Well, he's starting off in the slums and working his way out, right?
yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, because a lot of people that get their fire stuff,
Mhm.
they go to like Cal Fire. I mean, they still pay decent, but they don't get the same like pension and benefits that SD Fire gets.
yeah,
That's really incredible.
yeah. So it was really cool. But yeah, that was one of the big highlights of the weekend. Obviously, getting beers with you. My dad had a friend from Sacramento in town, and all of his like buddies. So this area they all grew up in, like Brian, Bill Perez,
Mhm.
his other friend Tim. So we had a giant like dinner party type thing at the house, and
Nice.
yeah, it was cool to see everyone again. Pam, Phil, all them.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, it was pretty cool. Good weekend for sure. And then yeah, just prepped to put my bathroom in. Doing it this weekend for sure.
That's really exciting.
Gotta get
Gotta
that soak
get
on.
on it.
That's right. Two big things before we get into like the meat and potatoes of our podcast with talking about sports.
Meat and potatoes.
First is Brandon's brother, our reoccurring guest on the podcast,
This
Enrique.
fucker.
is-
You didn't get our message, did you?
What message?
Go ahead. I'll let
Okay.
I'll let you do your thing.
Enrique's starting his new podcast. He's gonna call it the 3-Course Podcast.
No, he's not.
What is he calling it?
That's what he just messaged us.
Oh, I didn't see
He
it.
said it might be called the Bring a Friend podcast now. And I said, no.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Bring a friend sounds dumb.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm all for
So he's calling it the 3-Course Podcast. It's going to be joining the 3 Empire.
yep.
That's what I'm calling it now.
3 Empire.
Yeah. I was
Three
telling him we're going to be
amigos.
like Fox we're going to have Fox News, Fox Sports.
We're gonna be like
Fox
the Ted,
Family.
Ted Turner of media.
Yep.
Is that a good thing?
Everything
Yeah.
3 related. And I was like, that our third one's going to be called the 3-peat.
Yeah, we're just going to
Yeah.
start another podcast called 3P where we
Yeah.
just say, hey, and then that's it.
Yeah.
And that's our... Then we got
That's-
3 podcasts and our 3 network and 3 Empire and all that good stuff. But
Good
Yeah,
times
so-
ahead for the 3 Empire.
I guess the All Bad podcast is still going to continue. We were trying to get Enrique on to give a little tidbit of what he's going to do. But yeah, look out for the 3-Course Podcast.
Well, he invited us to come over
Busy-
Saturday.
He's a busy businessman. You know, he's got a lot of different little things.
Right.
Spinning a lot of plates.
Yeah.
Juggling.
But hopefully this one goes good.
Just leave it. I don't want it.
All right, I'm taking this.
Yeah.
And then our second and last bit of news is we got a couple big dates for you. So March 15th is Selection Saturday. So I expect next week our podcast, we're going to come out with a video to do, what is that, like our bracket
Our March
prediction?
Madness bracket.
Yeah, we'll do our March Madness bracket predictions. We'll put it up on our YouTube channel. And then March 26th is opening day. So the week before that, we'll probably do our MLB predictions board.
Very nice.
So those will be on our YouTube channel. And if you don't already listen to or watch us do stuff there. I don't really know the right terminology. What do they say? Subscribe.
Subscribe. There
Subscribe.
you go.
Like and subscribe.
There you go. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Three Amigos in a Podcast or something like that. And then also April 1st is my birthday. So
Yeah.
put that in your calendar as well.
I have a
April
doctor's
Fools,
appointment
it's
that
not
day.
his birthday.
Yeah, you do.
I was like, yeah, I have a doctor's appointment on Dean's birthday. I haven't been in like 6 years, so we'll see how this goes.
Let's see. Can you go to the doctor when you're drunk?
Oh, it's early. It's early.
Okay. Well, that didn't answer my question.
Like, just don't do my blood work right now.
Yeah.
It's inaccurate.
Don't give me anesthesia.
Your birthday's in the midweek, man.
Yeah, it's on a Wednesday.
That blows chunks.
Thanks, man.
Just so you know, it blows chunks. I want to let you know that.
Thanks a lot. But all right, yeah, let's get into some sports. Start off giving SDSU a huge shout out.
Yep.
You know, one loss on the season, heading into the Mountain West Championship against Boise. I think they're playing
They play
tomorrow.
They play tomorrow. They play three
They-
straight games.
yeah, they
so
play
if they win tomorrow,
Air Force today.
yeah,
So they beat Air Force
they beat
today.
Air Force today. Boise State.
they were
tomorrow.
trailing by like
Boise.
8 in the
They
second
were.
half.
So I would
So they
also
ended up
just
winning by 12, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to put a little disclaimer that we are all, in fact, huge SDSU basketball fans. We didn't bring them up the entirety of the season because they were undefeated. We felt like we were going to jinx them if we'd brought them up.
And we would have probably brought him up last week, but I think we forgot to.
Yeah,
bring
exactly.
him up. So,
Exactly.
um,
Well, and plus there was still a, you know, after that podcast, there was a hairy victory in there. There was one that
they had a few. They haven't looked quite as sharp since. Offensively, I feel like they're just not really as sharp since
Defense,
they-
they're still
defense
clicking.
are-
Yeah. Offensively, I feel like they haven't been clicking the way they
Well,
were. But
Malachi Flynn had a insane
yeah,
second half in that game that they beat.
he's literally like dug them out of the
Yeah.
crap in all their
Yeah.
last whatever 2 or 3 wins that they've had.
It's been pretty awesome to watch. They got some young guys on their team as well, which is
This is a historic SDSU team.
yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
like
definitely.
there's no team that's ever been this close to being a number 1 seed. And
Even when Kawhi was there, they were like the number 7 or number 8.
no, they were they were like
climbed
a
up to-
3 or 2.
Yeah, they climbed up to 2.
No. Top 25 rankings.
Yeah, they
Oh,
were,
no, I don't. They never
No,
got
they
that
would
high.
never got that high.
They never got that high. But you're talking about seeding in the
Yeah,
tournament.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
yeah. They were like a 2 or 3 seed.
Yeah, they were
after.
2 or 3 seed. I mean, like total ranking.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're in a good spot as long as they don't blow it in this tournament. Because
Well, they're gonna
If-
get in the tournament no
if
matter
it-
what.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course. But
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is, if they win out, there's a chance they could be that number 1 seed. If they lose, they'll be a 2 seed and they'll be out west. So like, the trade-off is, you know,
I would rather
I
take
don't-
the 2 out west.
Out west, yeah.
yeah.
Dude,
Well-
did you see the bracketology on the Eastern
No,
bracket?
it's brutal.
It's
It's brutal.
Michigan State. I mean, I know
It was
Duke's
like
not
Duke-
as good this year, but Duke's in there.
Yeah.
And I think Michigan was in there too.
I-
And then there was a bunch of other. That wasn't even.
Yeah,
like-
it was tough though. It was definitely a lot harder.
Yeah.
It was
than-
the
than
toughest
West.
bracket
It was
by a
for
long
The thing
shot.
that's kind of brutal right now, well, I mean, Gonzaga would still be ahead of them, but if they would have, like, because Malachi Flynn in that game that they lost had a chance to hit like a 3. It was a pretty tough shot,
Mm.
and it didn't go in, and they ended up losing that game. They had already dug themselves in too big of a hole to dig themselves out of, but if he hits that 3 and they come out and win in overtime, you're looking at an undefeated team with Baylor, who's been struggling lately. They lost like 2 straight games.
Yeah.
And
They lost
who
one
else?
of them to Kansas.
who else lost? There was a couple other teams lost. They would be
Yeah,
they would be a 3 seed right
it was
now.
3. It was like it was 3 teams in the top 4 lost all in the same
Yeah,
weekend.
and State was one of them.
Yeah.
I have it for you now too. By the way, the bracketology they have set up right now.
Okay.
It would be SDSU, Dayton, Butler, Duke, Michigan, Michigan State, Auburn, and then like even like
They have Dayton out east too.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. it's not fantastic. That's
I
for
will say
sure.
I watched Baylor play that game against Texas Tech the other day, and Baylor does not look good. Made me feel a little bit better about the state of San Diego, like how San Diego State is playing right now. Like,
Yeah.
hey, you're struggling, but at this point in the season, teams have had enough film to game plan against you. And the thing about college basketball is they have so much. There's so much preparation that goes
Yeah.
into each game because you're studying players' tendencies and like things that they do well.
Well,
And
and
like the NBA, it's kind of like, all right, you don't have time to study that much game film. It's just kind of like, oh yeah, this guy likes to do this, so make sure you're watching out for that.
Yeah. The other part of it too is that when you're getting later in a season with a successful team, like your starters are gassed, and everybody's
Yeah.
gassed at this point.
Yeah.
The not as successful teams that aren't going to be in the tournament, like they're playing like fresh legs, and all their starters
Yeah.
aren't playing the entirety of the game, so it's
And
a little
it's
different.
And it's a chance to knock off the big dog.
Exactly.
Too. It's
Yeah.
like everyone's gunning
Everybody
for
loves
you.
the upset.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Well, that's why they call it March Madness. They don't call
So-
it March Satisfied.
That was such a bad joke.
Yeah, it was.
That was such a bad joke. They don't call it March good enough. Yeah, I'm excited though. I mean,
What are your expectations for them in the tournament? Or do you want to save this for when we do the March Madness bracket?
Save it for the March Madness bracket. I mean,
okay.
you want to do it right now?
I mean, just
My
say
general expectation is Sweet 16. I would like to see them get to the Elite 8.
I gotta say Elite Eight.
Yeah.
That's where I'm
Or
at.
I
too.
gotta
I'm
say,
if
like, Elite
you
Eight
go to
or
Elite
bust.
Eight,
Like, you gotta
no,
get there.
No team has ever done it for San Diego State, and if you can do it, like it's a successful season.
Yeah.
My
I
only-
mean, it's
like,
already a successful season, but like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. It
my
won't
only,
end on a
uh,
sad note.
My only reason is like you definitely have to wait till the bracket comes out. But if it is the way it's set up right now, they would be playing Montana and then maybe St. Mary's or Xavier. But then they'd have to go through Michigan State and then
Ooh, that's
um,
always tough.
Yeah.
Duke, Michigan, or Butler.
Yeah. Those are.
Can't sleep on Butler. They're a good program.
But to Duke,
Shout out to
Duke,
Hannah.
so is Michigan
Duke-
State. So
Duke and Michigan
Yeah.
State were the two that you said. I was like, yeah, those are like. I
Yeah,
mean,
but Butler's won 2 national championships
Butler's
over the last
Butler's just
decade or two.
yeah, they're studs too. But I mean,
And I haven't been watching a lot of like
Yeah.
Xavier basketball, but they're always scrappers too.
yeah,
They
Yeah.
seem to always pull it together. So, but yeah, it'll be. I'm excited though. I'm excited for the bracket to come out, and best of luck to Aztecs going into Mountain West tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be interesting to see how many busted brackets there are in San Diego because a lot of people are going to be taking them.
I was talking to somebody at work, and I was getting excited when Enrique sent us the invite, and I like saw it, and I started smiling. Someone's like, "Why are you excited?" It's like, "Well, I just got my March Madness bracket invite." I'm like, okay. It's like there has never been a perfect bracket. Like there's Warren Buffett gives out $1 billion for a perfect bracket. So just the fact that there's a chance out there to be perfect, it's like.
Shit, I get excited when I'm like 90%. I'm like, woo!
Yeah.
70%.
Wow.
I'm like, damn, that was good.
The first round is the round I get fucked the most by far. Like it's not even close for me.
One of the best feelings in the world is to get one entire region perfect.
Yeah.
Like if you get in a region perfect, you're like, damn.
Yeah,
I know the East.
I know. I know that East.
like no other.
I know all those teams out East. It's literally all luck.
Oh, it's all
like
luck.
we do a bracket at my work, and like the person who knows the least out of
Dude,
anybody,
Shaylee always,
Yeah.
her bracket's always my best one.
yeah,
What
it's
colors
'cause-
do they wear?
yeah,
No, hers is based off. It sucks because it's like schools that she knows of and like schools
places
that are
she's
closer to her
been,
home.
yeah.
And like the Midwest is phenomenal at basketball.
Indiana's
Yeah.
incredible at
yeah,
that, you know?
so it's like, well, I mean,
Hoosiers.
it's not fair. Like Indiana's good, Butler's good,
Yeah.
like, Purdue, like they're all
Yeah.
good ball clubs.
They're all
That's very true.
yeah.
But yeah, let's get into some baseball. I want to start off first by going through the struggles of a Yankees fan. Stanton's out again. Judge is now expected to miss opening day. Last year they set a team record for the most injuries in like injury time served. It was like 30 injuries in 36. It was like 30 players got injured basically. And it's like, how the hell do you have 30 players get injured and still kind of like have that good of a season? And also, that's a number that you shouldn't be able to beat. But now they're on, like they look like they're going to do it. It's like Severino's out for the season with Tommy John. James Paxton just had back surgery. He's not supposed to be back till May. Now you got Stanton and Judge. Like those are 4 huge.
I will
names
say
for the
this:
ball club.
last year they did perfectly fine despite all the injuries.
I was gonna say the Yankees are still the best ball club.
Yeah, they're
in
just
But it's
so-
like
America.
they're so
how long
deep.
can you do a next man up, mentality?
They're just
you
deep,
know?
though.
Yeah, I was gonna say like you would obviously like to have your multi-million-dollar players out there, when you can have them. But if there's a team that's suited for this, it's them, and their organization is planned accordingly. Like
Yeah.
they don't pay Stanton that much money to not sit there and be like, all right, this guy's probably not going to be healthy all the time. But that's a huge bummer. I think
Yeah.
Stanton sells tickets. I don't think the Yankees are
He's one of the-
hurting for
Yeah, he's
ticket
one of the
sales,
faces
but
of the league.
yeah, I'd love to see that guy get healthy, man. When he's out there and he's making an impact on a day-to-day basis, it's fun to watch. I
Yeah.
mean, he's got superhuman strength. He looks like he should be playing tight end in the NFL.
He's a giant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do feel bad for Aaron Judge too, because he's dealing with this pectoral injury. He's seen like 7 doctors. No one really knows what's going on. So I can see that he's frustrated, and he's a gamer. He wants to be out there and playing, but he's gonna get held back. And
It's a long season.
It doesn't like, I don't know, just from what I've heard, it just sounds like, I mean, obviously you want your guys fully loaded for opening day, but it sounds like he'll be up and running.
he'll be
Yeah.
back. He'll
Yeah,
be back
like,
with no
soon.
problem.
It's a
but-
marathon. It's not a
Yeah,
sprint.
yeah,
man.
so it's like-
like in the NFL, it's like if your star running back or quarterback is out for the first 4 weeks, you're like, that's a quarter of the season. Like
If the Yankees started out 1-10 for the first 11 games of the season, I would still have every bit of confidence that they'd still make the playoffs.
Yeah, but it's just one of those things you want to get out. You want to start hot.
yeah,
You,
Of
you
course,
could,
yeah.
could kind of cool off.
it's one of the
middle
few
in, and then
sports though where
finish fast.
you don't have to.
Yeah,
It's the luxury of baseball is that
I'm really surprised that a lot of like baseball clubs haven't kind of taken that route. You know what I mean? Like not going all in initially and like kind of reserving players for.
What do you mean, like
3/4
reserving their
away?
health? Because it's not
In
like
a
it's
way.
like an energy thing where you're expending a
that's-
bunch of energy. It's more like
baseball's
phys-
a rhythm sport.
That's
yeah,
true, yeah.
It's like a physical wear and tear of the everyday grind, as
Yeah.
opposed to like, oh yeah, you're out there running sprints left and right, and you're
Yeah,
gonna be
you're
worn
getting-
out and
you're getting
tired.
hit
and
all the
just-
time.
It's like gambling though, man. It's like you never walk away from a heater. Like, if you have a dude that's out there and he's, batting 400 over the last 8 games, you're like, all right, he's playing every day until he cools off.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the luxuries of the next man up is that you can have a guy that gets hot. And then if you, put a guy, Stanton's hurt and you throw out another person in the outfield or another person at DH and they can't, get the hang of it for the first couple games, like, great, you're on the bench.
Yeah,
Next guy. Who's up?
who's up? Yeah,
Enjoy
I
the
agree.
bench.
Ride that pine.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just it's tough seeing a Yankees team that's constantly dealing with injuries.
Yeah, but we don't really care about the Yankees.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're the only
I was
you're the
moving
only
on, you
Yankee
dicks.
fan. You're the only Yankee fan here.
I was moving on. Jesus, that was my segue to get to the next thing. It's called a wrap up,
All right. Well,
asshole.
Well,
My next thing was spring training and how this inside access thing has been amazing. I don't know. I love it.
what do you mean inside access?
You know where they mic up the batter, they
Yeah,
mic
I
up
love
the player.
it so much.
I've never seen that.
I've sent you a
We
couple
sent-
videos.
Yeah,
I
they
didn't
did it with
see
Mookie Betts last season, where he's playing shortstop and he's like,
Mookie Betts plays in the outfield.
or sorry,
Oh yeah. No, I
Transistor
saw.
with
I haven't seen
Lindor.
it this year though. But
They did the one with
yeah.
Chris Bryant.
Yeah,
Chris
um,
Bryant.
I
and
remember
Anthony
that.
Rizzo.
And Anthony Rizzo one was so funny. He's like, "Can somebody bang a trash can?"
They were doing that during the All-Star game too, right?
yeah.
yeah,
So now I know. Now I remember.
yeah, but they mic up some players and. It's just cool to see. Anthony Rizzo's at bat was amazing. He was saying, like, he was doing all this stuff. He was like, "Oh, I'm trying to do math in my head right now. I wish somebody would bang on a trash can, like making a joke at the Astros." And then he's like, "I've only seen one fastball. I think he's gonna go heater on me right now." And guy
Yeah.
throws him a high heater, turns on it.
That was
and,
awesome.
yeah, ropes it into like left center or right center field. So
I saw Corey.
that was cool.
Corey Kluber was tipping. It was telling him right. That was who it was. It was Corey Kluber. He was telling the
What?
batters what pitch he was going to throw beforehand. just
Oh,
to
really?
troll
I
them.
didn't see
Yeah.
that one. That's
no,
funny.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
I'm gonna throw you a changeup. I'm
Yeah,
gonna throw
that's
you a fastball. He's not even gonna know what hit him. Watch.
That's pretty funny.
It was one of those. It was either him or who's the other Indian pitcher? I can't think of his name.
Jesus, dude. PC, bro.
Who?
It's not PC. You can't just be like, who's the
No, it was the Indians. He pitched for the
Oh, the
Indians.
Indians.
Yeah,
Cleveland
Cleveland
Indians.
Indians.
okay, yeah.
You said the Indian pitcher. We're like,
Yeah, well, he's a pitcher for the Indians. What's his name? It's not Corey Kluber. Obviously, you should have known by Corey Kluber as a former Indian.
No, I know. We were just making a joke at you. I don't know. I'm lost now. I can't. What's
what
your
the
point?
hell's the guy's name?
What's your point?
No, I was saying it was either Corey Kluber or the other pitcher that pitched for the Indians.
I don't
can't
know.
think of his name.
Bauer got traded.
Trevor Bauer. That's who it was. It was Trevor Bauer.
He plays for the Reds now.
Oh
Yeah.
well, he used to be. He made his career with the Indians.
He's white too. No, I'm just kidding.
He's not an Indian.
Oh my goodness. But anyways, yeah. Then I don't know. I love that whole like mic'd up players thing. It's just cool to see what their heads going through when they, when they're up there. It's like, what are they seeing? What are they trying to do? Just interesting. But Padres have been white hot in spring training.
Yeah, we got to see a taste of Mackenzie Gore today. That was pretty
Yeah.
cool.
They're the hottest team in baseball.
Yeah.
Like,
Of course, it is just spring training, but at the
Yep.
same time, it's exciting to see these individual pieces.
they're
It's
just,
not-
They're
well.
dominating though. It's not like it's like
I was gonna say, like,
Fluky
I mean,
wins.
I think they were finished first in the Cactus League last year, first or second place.
yeah they were
Second
like
place
right
behind
up
the
there
A's,
last
yeah.
year.
But it's exciting to see some of our younger players going out there and dominating.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's not so much as
the wins and losses, but
Yeah.
like the constant. Like, I mean, Lamet went out there and shut some people down
Mm-hmm.
today. Like I said, we saw Mackenzie Gore for the first time. Went out in 1, 2, 3, I believe.
Patino struggled yesterday. I saw that, but
Yeah.
But even Chris Paddock has
Chris
thrown
Paddock's
a
lights
couple-
out.
He's been
yeah.
lights out too.
Garrett Richards looked good too.
Yeah.
Starting to feel a little bit better about that signing.
And it
Collectively,
pains me to say, but Will Myers has been hot too.
God, he's like scorching hot.
Yeah.
Okay, we've said it though. Where like our team is better when Will Myers is good.
Well,
Our whole argument has always been that he hasn't produced for the contract that he has, and that if that's going to continue to be the case, then you need to sell him off, for whatever somebody was willing to give you.
It's like Tommy Pham said, Will Myers is literally the X factor for the team. Like if Will Myers lives up to the player that he was when he signed that big extension,
Yeah.
you're
this goes
looking
from-
at a really stacked team.
I was going to say that literally changed the team from like a potential wild card to a team that can push the Dodgers for a division title.
Yeah.
If Will Myers can live up to his contract
and play it like an all-star
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's tough. I mean, we see it like strokes of genius with him occasionally, and I think most of it has never been with the bat. That struggle has been the last couple years.
Yeah. The past couple of years has just been the strikeouts.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, he strikes out.
he strikes out a
yeah.
lot. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
you're striking out a lot. Just I don't know. In a lot of strikeouts looking too.
I
Just
will
not
say-
recognizing what's going on up there.
If he
But-
comes out and he has a good, first quarter of the season, I mean, Preller's going to look like a genius for bringing on
yeah,
Chase Tingler.
Tingler, and that whole player development conversation is really going to be in the works.
and Andy Green's gonna look like a dickhead.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, he already does.
He literally lost the respect of that clubhouse. I
mean,
felt like.
I know, like, we all heard the Will Myers bashing Andy Green on the freaking Fortnite video game or whatever,
Yeah.
that
The
clip.
live stream.
Like, there was obviously no respect there. And I have a hard time believing that you can put in your best foot forward when you don't have any respect for your head coach.
And even like
well, not only that, but it's like imagine this is your boss and he has to deal with you knowing that you have no respect for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That guy's gonna treat you like shit because he knows he can't fire you.
Yeah.
You know, it's like what is
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
and sometimes it's just good to get like a fresh face in there to kind of like just cleanse yourself of the losing culture.
The fact that we haven't gotten rid of him shows that even Tingler, I know that they've been actively like trying to
tried.
shop him.
They've
Yeah.
tried pretty aggressively.
At this
I
point,
think
with the
they've-
amount of
yeah.
outfielders that they've moved, it doesn't really make sense for them to move Myers. But it's a matter of who the fuck's going to play right field.
Yeah, his contract was just to the point where whoever wants this contract can just have it.
Yeah.
We don't need any assets back in exchange. You can just take it over.
Yeah, just take
It's like
take the
So
money.
yeah, if he comes out and he performs, I mean,
Yeah, so I mean, he's been playing real well. Last year we kept, we harped on. Actually, the past 2 years we've been harping on how there's been a huge log jam in the outfield for the Padres. Like Ryan mentioned, we've traded out a lot of pieces. We got rid of Renfroe,
Reyes, Margot, Jankowski.
And Martini, Perella.
Jose Perella, Martini,
Jankowski,
Dickerson was on our opening roster last
Dickerson
year.
too. So it's like, we've got rid of a lot of these pieces. Now it's kind of down to more or less a 5-man kind of rotation in the
I
outfield.
think we kind of know what our 3 guys are at this point, though.
So yeah,
don't
that's
you?
what I was going to ask you. Like, so who are your 3 guys?
I think it's going to be Will Myers in right, Tommy Pham in left, and Trent Grisham's in center. And Grisham's been killing it in Cactus League right now. Yeah, he needed.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys.
told
He's one of those
you.
guys who's definitely benefiting from like a change of scenery. I think because
He played well last year.
not that great. He was hitting great for Padres.
I was gonna say, man.
this is Padre level, I
It
guess.
was
but
his rookie year.
it
too.
was, and he was on a team that was doing exceptionally well. And I always think it's kind of like hitting's a little contagious. So, like, he's getting some residual love from the other guys who are roughing up the pitcher too. But I've been really impressed with him. I think that trade is looking really good right now.
Yeah, I agree. I'm hoping that he's here for the long haul, and he can be our answer in center field and produce with the bat. I mean,
The bat seems like it's going to be there.
Yeah.
I just a little worried about his glove, but
he made
the way-
one big mistake.
The thing is, like the way the game is now, you don't need to have like an elite center fielder anymore. I mean, it's a nice thing
It's
to
nice
have.
to have, yeah.
But the ball's not put in play as much as it used to be. So like guys are striking out and walking more, but it's like guys are hitting it over the fence or striking out.
Yeah, and it's very much park to park. For instance, Mookie Betts was a phenomenal right fielder at Fenway Park, and he basically played center field.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's so much space out there. At Petco Park, it's kind of the same thing. I mean, our right fielder is basically supposed to be our best outfielder, and I feel like they have not understood
They
that
keep
as an
putting
organization.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's back in Little League where they're just putting our weakling in right field.
They
It's
like to. I feel like Preller's kind of fallen in love with like the utility multi-position players, and he likes to move guys around a little too much, which is nice if you have the personnel to do something like that. But I don't think, me personally, I don't think we have all the tools to pull off. I mean, we have certain players I think that are capable of doing that. Like I think.
well, at this point, we're gonna have 4 second basemen.
not Ryan Schimpf. Who's the second baseman? Utility guy.
Ty France.
No, he's San Diego
Greg
guy.
Garcia?
Greg Garcia. It's like they move him around. I think he's like a good example of a player that I think makes sense to do that for. But,
Yeah. Well, same thing with Ty France. I mean, he's shown the ability to play most infield positions.
Yeah,
now.
basically
Yeah.
everything but shortstop.
Yeah.
But he likes to just move players around. And Will Myers, I think, is one of those guys. I know they're going to be moving him around too.
That's what I feel like they need to stop doing with
So
him.
I
That's
felt like-
literally what I'm trying to say right
So,
now. It's
so like
just-
that was the thing. I felt like they fell in love with that idea because they were trying to show every piece that they had to try to change, like try to get some some trade value out of them to show like, oh, look how versatile this guy is. But at the same time, now that I hope that we found the pieces where we want them, that we'll stop doing that.
Yeah.
We'll stop doing so much
so-
of the like interchanging, mixing up, shuffling around everybody.
Yeah, it was like we started with Renfroe in left field. It was like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah. So what I've been hearing, the chatter I've been hearing is that Will Myers is probably going to be playing first base whenever there's a left-handed pitcher on the mound because
Hosmer can't hit lefties at all.
Hosmer's a lefty, and he can't hit the lefty.
Yeah.
So.
I hate that idea.
But
I don't hate it. I get it sucks.
I just
but
we have so many left-handed stud starters in our division too.
yeah,
though.
that's the biggest issue is like if that's what you're doing, like your contract with Hosmer is basically pointless.
And I mean, like, you see how frustrated Will Myers gets when you keep having to move him around. I feel like. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously,
Yeah, no,
obviously he was in like a limbo for a while.
I
but at
don't
the
buy
same
into
time,
that
like,
chatter as much because they need Hosmer in the lineup on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying I don't like it. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't want them to do that.
Yeah, I've heard it too. I don't believe it though. I think that when push comes to shove, like you need Hosmer's glove out there indefinitely. And
He's a
it's-
Gold Glover.
it's-
like
he's
you
much
literally
more-
paid him
yeah.
money because he's got a good glove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't see that happening. But I understand it because Hosmer can't hit lefties. But it's like, you know what? You paid him, millions of dollars to play first base. He's gonna be out there every freaking game.
Yeah. Just
It-
sit him farther down.
When
the
we
lineup,
traded
shit.
for Myers, his natural position was right field. Like that's what he played for the Rays when we brought
That's
him
right.
in.
Yeah.
And so like
Back
we've
to his
literally
roots.
brought him on. We put him in center field. We've juggled him around to each of the corner outfield spots. Put him to first. Tried him out at third. I'm like, dude,
I
the
will
only
say he
positions
was,
you didn't try were like the up the middle and catcher. You know?
I will say I think he's best at first. I
Yeah.
don't know. I feel like Will Myers does best overall when he's playing first base.
Oh yeah, as a player.
Yeah.
As a player.
Well, he just stays healthy there.
Exactly. Yeah.
And he
He's
can
got-
just focus on his bat.
He's
and
got
not-
weak wrists.
Yeah. No, that was one of his issues when we got him. Remember, he had the
Yeah.
injury history. And last couple of years, he hasn't been injured, but his bat sucks, so you don't even want him in the lineup.
And that's why I'm saying that way. That's the other thing where I'm saying I feel like because we keep him in this limbo, we keep moving him around. That
I mean,
he-
your
like,
dad's
that-
been
like,
been harping this and
that frustrates him.
for all this time
Yeah,
too.
if Myers comes out and plays well, like we're never gonna hear the end of it ever, ever.
So my only thing with you saying you're starting 3, my change is Josh Naylor's back. I want to see how well he's gonna do finishing off the
he just
spring training.
He kind of got hurt for a little bit.
Yeah, but he's back now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
He's not back, right?
No, I'm just
Oh.
saying you can't have Naylor, Grisham, and Pham in the outfield at the same time.
why?
They're too slow. I mean, honestly,
Naylor's got a cannon, but yeah, I hear
like
you
it's
say-
not like Grisham's not slow.
I guess I don't know Grisham that well.
yeah, I mean he's athletic.
Yeah, he seems very athletic.
he is athletic
yeah.
as hell. But Naylor's slow.
I know Naylor's slow, but I feel like Tommy Pham's got
Naylor's-
decent
But
speed
the
to him.
thing is again, right field in Petco Park is basically
No, I get that, but it's
like
you
your
kinda,
second center fielder.
Kind of, yeah.
Well, you got the porch over
Mind
there.
you,
and
they
got
had
funky
Reyes out
angles.
there forever.
That's how I'm thinking
Yeah.
about it, and like they kind of had a mini shift on in the outfield.
But Grisham has a much higher upside than Naylor.
My only thing with Grisham, like,
Oh, so
Grisham,
so you're doing
No.
Grisham instead of Naylor, or Naylor
no,
instead
no,
of Grisham?
no, I'm doing Naylor instead of Myers.
Yeah, that's.
Oh,
So where's
Yeah.
Myers going? Is he sitting on the bench?
riding the
Yeah.
pine.
You riding the pine,
Riding the
boy?
pine. He's playing ass back.
Yeah.
Runs out.
There's
and
no way they're benching Will Myers. God.
Shit, I mean, honestly, at this point, like with all the talks that they've had,
That's. I just want to know how. I just want to see how well Naylor's going to do.
I mean,
and if he does well, I'm going with him over Myers. I'm just.
it's another lefty in the lineup. I mean, I don't hate it, but yeah, I think it's Myers, Grisham, and Pham. I think those are pretty much solidified. Naylor would have to do. Now, I don't think there's anything Naylor can do.
Naylor literally would have to like hit a home run like each at bat going forward or something ridiculous like that. Like,
Or like barring injury, basically,
yeah.
to like any other player.
I just think there's the financial aspect. They're committing a lot of money, and Myers is hitting like he's just scorching the ball. You know.
And I think the one player that we can pretty much all agree on is like there's zero trust in Franchi Cordero.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Franchi's going to be that like fourth or fifth outfielder.
He's
It
like
just
a-
sucks 'cause
and then
if
he's
he
going to
could-
get hurt, and then
If
we're
he could hit good at well at leadoff, he could have a spot.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
he
He's fast
couldn't-
as hell.
Couldn't get the bat going.
Yeah, he's a shortstop by nature, so that experiment hasn't worked well for them.
yeah, he's a physical athlete, but it seems like I don't know that doesn't always translate in baseball.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, I think that wraps up baseball. Anything else for you guys?
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
that's
that's
it, yeah.
I think that's pretty
That's
much
it.
it. There's no like crazy transactions. It's mostly just been what
Yeah,
what you've noticed.
Oh, let me ask you one more question. If the Padres, if they can play a full season, how aggressive do you expect them to be at the trade deadline?
I think it depends on what players are available. I think so. You're looking at guys who are controllable for a long time. I don't see them buying in for a 1-year player. And if they did, I would have very serious concerns about Preller's
No, you're absolutely right.
long-term viability with this ball club. Because this isn't our year, but I think they're trying to win. They're going to start trying to win now. But I don't think they plan on going all in this year, and I think they'd be foolish if they did.
They still have a really good farm system, so
Yeah.
it's not like they can't call people up from within their organization to see, who gets hot. And I think that the biggest thing, I mean, we have a pretty solidified bullpen. The only one that I can see is if we have too many arms that they would be moving is Kirby Yates. That's the only one that makes any sense, unless
So you
somebody's
can
willing
see
to.
them as a seller more likely than a buyer, or
Yeah, I mean, I know it doesn't it very much depends on how they're doing at if they're tinkering around the wild card. They have a lot of closers in their repertoire that they can use,
yeah.
so I can still see them using him to gain another controllable asset. But it's hard to say because most of the position, unless like some star-studded outfielder becomes available, that's the only thing that I could see them making a push for. But it doesn't seem at this point in the obviously the season hasn't started yet, but it doesn't seem like anybody's truly available. Maybe Nick Senzel at some point. I don't know.
Yeah, he seems like he's got kind of a little bit of a hard-on for Nick Senzel. A.G.
Okay.
Preller.
Yeah.
Him and one of the either Thor or Jacob DeGrom,
Yeah.
too. Those are the guys these just
The
Senzel
Senzel
one
one
just
is the only one that makes
constantly in-
sense because he's controllable for years to come. So, like you were saying, you can't really go all in on a 1-year rental when you're really not there yet. The
Yeah.
only teams that can do that is those that are not just trying to push for a division title, but they're trying to make a push in the playoffs. And the Padres, to me, are a fringe playoff team, prior to the season starting, where it's like they could end up with a wild card run, but I don't see them being better than the Dodgers. They're definitely not better than the Dodgers.
yeah. I mean
Yeah.
the Dodgers. It's like Dodgers, Yankees. I think are the two.
Yeah, but the
And
Dodgers
I-
also got beat by a wild card team last year, so
No, absolutely. Yeah, and that's what I mean.
But the Dodgers still have the best record in the National
No,
League
yeah,
last year.
yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like
Well, that's what I mean. I
regular
get-
season,
regular season 106 wins. We're not getting close.
yeah,
to that.
Yeah.
And the Dodgers will be around 100 wins again this year too. So
Yeah. All right, yeah, let's do some NFL. Biggest news: Tom Brady update.
Yeah.
What's going up with
he's going to the
TB12?
Titans. He's going to the Titans.
Going to the Titans.
Yeah.
I saw a very interesting article today that kind of blew my mind because I feel like it's the perfect situation.
Wait, are you saying going to the Titans because of the whole FaceTime thing?
Yeah, I was just
Mike Vrabel fan?
I was just
Okay.
screwing around.
It's just pretty
but-
funny though.
Sorry, what were you saying?
No, I was reading today that, another option that has been kind of tossed around, which obviously I don't think there's any weight behind it yet, but it makes a lot of sense, is the 49ers. I mean,
Talking about the Switch.
yeah. I mean,
The Nintendo Switch.
but you think about all these organizations that we've talked about, like the Titans make perfect sense because they have a really good running game.
Mm-hmm.
They have weapons to use on the offensive side of the ball.
Free agent quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah. Talked about the Colts, another situation where, they're 1 year removed from being in a position where you thought they were going to make a Super Bowl run with Andrew Luck.
And
You
who
plug
knows
in
what could've
Tom Brady.
happened.
Yeah. The 49ers to me make a lot of sense because it's where, Tom Brady's from.
Mm-hmm.
And Kyle Shanahan is a freaking genius.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, not to say anything bad about Jimmy Garoppolo, but he's not Tom Brady.
Definitely.
I mean, they experimented a lot, and I mean, I still think Jimmy
Really,
Garoppolo's
who went to the Super Bowl? This time?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like it's kind of like that whole it's not a massive upgrade, but it's definitely an upgrade. And if you're trying to get there next year, I mean, we all talked about the Rams. They bought in huge and missed a Super Bowl by a game.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity. I just thought it was very interesting.
I think it's an interesting thought, but at the same time, I just feel like it's so, it's such a wild scenario.
Well, I also think that with Kyle Shanahan, like Jim and John Lynch, Jimmy Garoppolo's their guy.
Well, not only that,
Like
but
they
I mean,
traded for him and
Yeah.
signed him before he even played a game.
yeah.
Like they wanted him bad.
But also, I mean, the Jimmy Garoppolo was Bill Belichick's guy.
Yeah.
You know, he wanted to roll with Garoppolo, so
The way I look at it is, I feel like they have such a young nucleus right now that they don't need to go all in for a year or two of Tom Brady. I think it would be a foolish move on their end to do it. But,
Yeah. No, I totally
I
agree.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting. I was like, I mean, if you can imagine a slight upgrade, obviously like the financial aspects of it and, you know, the long-term ramifications weigh heavy on that decision that would not favor them. I think that's the biggest issue that Tom Brady's going to run into. And that's why as much as people keep saying it, I ultimately think he's going to re-sign with the Patriots.
You know, like this whole talk with Tom Brady trying to sign somewhere else, it does make me sad because, like, we grew up with players that finished their career with teams.
Yeah.
You know, like, it shows how much now sports has turned into such a business, and these players, like, there's really no loyalty either way. You know, like, the last name I can think of that kind of took team-friendly deals until they retired was either, like, Derek Jeter or Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I wouldn't say Kobe's last deal was team friendly, but
you
that
know what
was
I mean. But
that was
it was also the team being like, we're honoring your contract. It was like an
100%,
A-Rod contract.
Absolutely.
Like, you did so much for us to get us there. We're now going to pay you.
Yeah, and that's what teams should do. It's like, you know, you not necessarily took pay cuts, but you allowed us the cap
You gave us
flexibility to
yes.
go out and sign players to make us better and give us championship contending rosters that, you know, you're towards the end of your career. We're not going to be contending. We'd like to, you know, honor you by trying to give you some of that money back.
Yeah.
Which is ultimately what I think the Patriots should do with Tom Brady.
They should do, but I also think that they're in, I don't know.
How do you tell a
Boston?
43-year-old dude that, like, you're done? Like, that's my thing.
That's what I'm saying. It's also like, but these were tied. Like, I think that Derek Jeter could have kept playing. You know, he could have kept playing if he wanted to, but I think it's a conversation between the organization being like, hey man, this is the last contract we're going to give you.
Yeah.
And that's where they messed up. The last contract they gave wasn't like, this is the last contract we're going to give you.
Yeah.
It's, let's see what happens going forward.
Yeah.
You know, how well are you going to do for us after this?
Well, I think that the other thing too is like some players like Dwayne Wade and Derek Jeter, they get to a point where they're like, this is my last year. You know, some players, they don't get to that point. A lot of players don't get to that point because they have a huge drop off. We haven't seen a massive drop off with Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And everybody's been talking about it. Like, you know, when's it going to come? Like, I don't think it'll ever come. I don't think you're going to see just Tom Brady one day be like, I'm no longer Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Even when Peyton Manning was in his last year with the Broncos, I mean,
You could tell.
you could tell he had slowed down, but he was still a phenomenal quarterback.
Yeah.
And he wasn't the same quarterback.
The mind doesn't go.
Yeah,
but
I
the
mean,
physical
he
skill
lost
set
the
does.
ability to do a lot of the physical things that he could do, but he was still a great quarterback. So I don't know how you have that conversation with the players. Like, you're 43 years old. Like, we don't have a future with you because you cannot play until you're 60 years old. We have to start thinking about the next 15 years, 17 years.
We're kind of in a rebuild at this position.
Yeah, but let me ask you this. If you're the GM, because obviously Bill Belichick does the GM duties for the Patriots.
Okay.
If you're the GM of the Patriots, they just hired you. Are you taking Phillip Rivers or Tom Brady? Don't think about like what Tom Brady's given to you. Think about the player and who has the better ability to work with your team.
So it's like I have to start winning now.
Yeah.
Then I'm going, fuck that. I mean,
I don't
It's
think
tough.
I don't think
It's
either
tough.
of them
It's
are the
tough.
viable pick for them though.
no.
but
But if I'm going between those two, it's tough because like I look at them on paper and you can both bring me similar things. You can both return the same amount of value to me, but being that Phillip Rivers is 3 years younger,
He can do it longer.
like that's 3 years till you're at this point now. Like
Yeah.
I still have him until I get to you.
This is
You're
a
now
conversation
adding on top of him.
I don't have to worry about a quarterback for the next 4
Exactly.
seasons.
It's like
It's tough. You know what I mean?
is.
And
It's tough.
And that's like kind of the conversation that I've been having is that I don't know like what's an upgrade with all these quarterbacks. You know, it's like
Yeah.
if you're the Tennessee Titans and you're like, you know, we're going to go in on Tom Brady or we're going to go in on Phillip Rivers. Like, you have a young ball club. This isn't the long-term solution. In 4 more years, you're going to be in the same exact situation that you are now. But the issue is that you're not going to have a quarterback, and all your young players are going to be looking for massive contracts.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously everybody's branded, this idea that they need to be the next, New England Patriots and they need to have long-term sustained success. If that's your goal, I mean, none of these quarterbacks make any sense.
Yeah, that's very true.
None of them.
None of them.
I mean, you look at the top 3 quarterbacks that are free agents: Drew Brees, Tom Brady, and Phillip Rivers.
They're all pushing 40. I think Philip is 39.
No, well,
Or 38?
37 and 38.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But I mean, Breeze and Brady are 40s.
both 40. Yeah. I mean,
So
and that's not something anybody has ever done. Like,
yeah,
and
we're in uncharted waters.
Yeah.
We don't know how to deal with this
nobody
situation.
has played into their 40s as a quarterback. Nobody.
No.
It's tough. And then the drop off in talent between Phillip Rivers, Drew Brees, and Tom Brady. I mean, you can throw Dak Prescott into the mix if you want to, but he's going to re-sign with the Cowboys. It's massive. Your next ones are Jameis Winston, Teddy Bridgewater, and Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
I mean, you can throw Marcus Mariota in that mix too, or like Andy Dalton,
Or
Derek Carr. Like, I mean, he's
Yeah.
up for trade, but
Or no, I was thinking of Taysom Hill even.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you
like,
want to.
but it's a question mark. Like,
Mhm.
those guys, yeah, like they'll help you win this year, but that means you have to surround them with a team that's going to win right now.
They don't have the pedigree to have the answer.
Yeah, and there's not a single team. I mean, you take Patrick Mahomes away from the Chiefs, there's not a single team in the NFL right now that is a quarterback away from winning a championship.
Yeah.
There's not.
Yeah.
I mean, in a few years ago, like you wouldn't have said the same
I would
thing.
argue the Bears to an extent.
Yeah, hey, yeah, I could see that.
You know?
But even that, like you said, to an extent.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
You don't put Tom Brady or Phillip Rivers on that team and their Super Bowl winning team.
yeah.
They might be pushing playoff spots. They might get lucky.
Yeah,
You know?
they'll be in a better position to win a Super Bowl with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a weird year because we've never seen this many quarterbacks in free agency. I don't think we ever will see this amount of quarterbacks in free agency, and I think there's not enough spots, and that's where it gets really confusing.
Yeah.
So you might see players like Jameis Winston or Teddy Bridgewater. They might not get a
Massive deal.
or a starting position because, I mean, let's say the Bucks go out and they sign Phillip Rivers, and then the Chargers go out and they sign Tom Brady, and then the Patriots are like, all right, well,
Now we're trading third.
yeah,
Getting to or something. You know?
that'd be a huge jump. But
Yeah.
like the let's say like the Patriots like, all right, we're gonna get Teddy Bridgewater. Okay, now there's no home for Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota. Like it,
Yeah,
there's going to be a lot of players sidelined because of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's bringing in the draft class with the
Yeah.
free agents. There's 11 quarterbacks that are out there
Yeah,
now. So
no, it's going to be pretty nutty, and I think the biggest piece is Tom Brady. I think the safest pick is for New England to just cough it up and pay this dude and let him.
But so they can't sign him right now, right? Like they have to wait until some period, right? Like they have to
Yeah.
wait until it's like the week
16th
before
or something like that. Yeah.
It's like the week before the draft or something.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I mean, I like Tom Brady to the Titans. I think that is a great option for him. I think that's a good place. NFL Combine was also last week. Any big names come out of it, right?
Isaiah Simmons, and this is a dude that I've been really high on all year, and I didn't talk much about it because his position has been up in the air, whether he's a linebacker or whether he's a safety. This dude ran a 4.3 40 at the
Oh,
combine,
I saw that. Yeah,
and he looks like he could play linebacker, and that's terrifying.
dude, these guys are so fast now. I think
Yeah.
there was a lineman that was like
Yeah, I saw
320
that.
that ran like a 4.8.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
It-
I think we run 4.8s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
That-
and this guy is.
He's got
Like-
like 200 pounds on us.
Yeah.
yeah. I think like
That's the three of us combined running the
Yeah.
same speed. Like, that's crazy.
For sure. And I think that like the arguments that are being brought up now are obviously we talked last week about Chase Young not performing in the combine. Joe Burrow's basically a lock at number one. I mean,
Yeah.
we can argue it. We've talked about it.
How the Bengals might not want him. He might want the Bengals. Blah, blah, blah.
He's a lock at number one.
Yeah.
I mean, you can basically write it in. It gets confusing after there. Chase Young, he should be the number 2 overall pick in the draft. You know, maybe the Redskins do want to contemplate drafting Tua, or you know, maybe Haskins isn't their guy. You know, we saw it last year with the Cardinals. You know, they drafted Rosen the year before, and they drafted a quarterback this year. It's going to be interesting. So there's going to be a lot of talent that falls down to the later picks. Isaiah Simmons was a guy that really jumped out to me because he's a top 5 talent that might not be drafted in the top 5.
I think the number 3 pick is the most interesting pick this year. What are the Lions going to do with that? Are they going to keep it? Are they going to trade it? They're in a weird spot. What are they like? What are they looking for in the draft? Is my like biggest question.
Well, they're trading Matt Stafford to the Chargers.
Honest to God, that would be the best thing in the world. I love Matt Stafford.
I like Matt Stafford too.
I think he's so
gunslinger.
underrated. I think that he's
He's
a phenomenal
very
quarterback.
underrated.
He's the Matt Hasselbeck of our generation.
He's better than Matt Hasselbeck.
But you know, the underrated. I think Matt
Yeah.
Hasselbeck was extremely underrated.
But Matt Hasselbeck was just a really good, smart quarterback. Matt Stafford is smart and talented as all hell.
That's-
Like
that's
he's
very
got a
true.
cannon.
yeah,
You put that dude on the Patriots. Come on, like
yeah.
he's a great quarterback. I mean, him and Matt Ryan, I feel like get very like blue. Like I was gonna say blue ball. That didn't really make much sense, but like you know,
You get dick fingered. No,
Yeah. I was trying to figure a way to get that in there.
You guys liking the dick finger joke?
Pretty good.
I don't like the
But-
dick fingers, but I like the joke.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of teams trading down in the draft. Unless
Like trading back or
trading back, unless you've been in the unless you've gotten everything that you need in like you
Or
drafted a
if you have
quarterback in
another
the first
round pick.
Well,
Yeah.
if their quarterback got hurt and they tanked that season because they lost their quarterback for the
exactly,
season,
or
something like that.
you know they drafted a quarterback the year before, you know, and they know that the guy that they want is going to be, you know, he's not even a top 10 pick.
Mhm.
It's like those are the situations where I feel like it's okay to trade down. With the Lions, it's like you're not a terrible football team. You're sitting in this position and it's a gift. Kind of like the Chargers sitting at 6.
Yeah,
Like you're not a terrible football team. Like you're in a position where you can draft an insanely talented player.
Mhm.
Personally, the whole conversation about trading Matt Stafford is stupid. I'm not listening to any trade talks. If I'm them, I'm running up there and I'm drafting Isaiah Simmons. I think that he's an impact player on the defensive side of the ball that team needs drastically.
yeah,
And they need to figure out how to move the ball on the offensive side of the ball. Like you got the tools there.
yeah.
You know, you got good
They-
receivers. It's never been an issue for them to score points. It's always been on the defensive side of the ball. But yeah, 4 through 7 gets a little confusing, or 3 through 7 gets a little confusing.
Yeah. But did you guys hear about that kicker that put up like 20 something reps on 225?
Yeah,
He like it was the most in the combine. It was
That's
a kicker.
insane.
I thought it was funny. A lot of players don't do it now, obviously, because
Yeah.
injury, but still just the fact that he went out there and did it, thought it was cool.
I always like seeing those.
Me too. It was, yeah. Last bit
It
of
just makes
NFL
me,
news.
it does make me feel really weak whenever
Yeah.
I see them. Like, damn, these guys are just fucking strong.
yeah.
Well,
The-
it just makes me it makes me comparable. I'm like, yeah, that's why I'm not in the NFL.
The other dude I wanted to bring up is Jordan Love, quarterback out of Utah State that's been getting a lot of recognition since the Senior Bowl and
A
now
lot of love.
yeah, since the Senior Bowl and now with the Combine, him and
Bryce Love.
him and Herbert both performed really well at the Combine and boosted up their draft
Mhm.
stock a lot. This is a dude that I didn't think was going to be taken till like the second round,
Mhm.
and there's a lot of teams I feel like they could probably be moving up into the top 15. Dare I say maybe the top 10 to draft him. So we might see 4 quarterbacks again in the first round of this draft as well.
Wow, that'd be yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
4.
it'd be 4 with Justin Herbert. I saw a lot of mock drafts with Herbert going to the Patriots. Yeah,
He ain't falling that far.
And anyways, I just don't see the Patriots going with the conventional pick of
Yeah.
like whatever the mock board has them down as.
Yeah.
They'll never
Yeah.
take that player.
but it's just interesting. You know?
Yeah. The other one too is that Jeff Kuda, the cornerback from Ohio State. Like that dude's another guy that's a top 10 talent, and like I've seen him as low as like 8 or 9 on some of the boards, and I'm like, this dude is like as close as you get as to a shutdown corner in this draft.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
Last bit of NFL news: we had the Los Angeles Chargers making a move, trading Russell Okung for Trey Turner, a left tackle for a right guard hybrid type guy. I know I sent this to you guys because I thought it was an extremely interesting trade. Initially, I thought like, oh, is this a trade that the Chargers are doing as a hint that they're going to go after Tua because you go from the blind side left tackle to now your new blind side and a right guard.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ryan, I know you like this pick a lot just for the talent
I do.
and age. Really.
I think I was telling Dean I was very confused. You look at Trey Turner. He's 28 years old, and he's a few years younger than Russell Okung. He gets paid less, and he's been to 5 Pro Bowls in 6 seasons. And you look at it, and you're like, "What's the catch?" Like, what is this guy? What's wrong with him? But at the end of the day, he's on a contract year, and the Panthers are trying to, get some cap space back. I don't think we've seen the end of this move. I feel like Okung could end up maybe getting, they could redo his contract or something like that, restructure it. But I like it. This is a phenomenal move for the Chargers. I think that, to me, if they know who they want to be their quarterback, whether that's Tyrod Taylor or, bringing in a free agent, this is a perfect opportunity to draft the best offensive lineman in the draft. And your offensive line that gave up the most sacks, was statistically the worst offensive line last year, is looking a hell of a lot better going into the next season at significantly less cost to you. But we'll see. I mean, obviously there's a lot of talks that the Chargers need to go after a quarterback and they need to start selling some tickets. So I understand that. Mm-hmm. In that situation, I do think that they need to move up to 3 in order to get the guy that they want.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that it's moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
It's exciting. I know you guys aren't Charger fans, but
it's a big time for them because it's changing. It's literally, this is what's going to shape your franchise.
And they were the 6th worst team in the NFL last year. And like, you guys both watch football. Like, the Chargers are not a bad football team. They have some of the best skill players, and
yeah, they have great talent.
Well, they have almost the same team that they had the previous season that
had the best record in the NFL, tied for the best record in the NFL.
Yeah.
So they're not far removed from it. Like I said, it's up to the coach and the GM to figure out what they're going to do at quarterback. I think if you're going to win now, if you think your team is that good, then you're not drafting a quarterback in the first round. Personally, I think that if you think that the roster that you have can make a playoff run, then you don't draft a quarterback. You go find a proven quarterback.
Find somebody in free agency.
Yeah,
that you can work with.
I don't necessarily think that's Tom Brady, but it could be. You never know.
I would if I was the Chargers, I would pursue Brady pretty aggressively and draft a quarterback.
Well, and that's what my argument is that if you bring in Trey Turner and you draft a left tackle, you can sign Brady and give him a very, very good offensive line. I mean, Mike Pouncey is a Pro Bowl center. Mm-hmm. Forrest Lamp has obviously been hurt for a while now, but he's a reputable guard. Feeney's a good guard. There's pieces that you can move around there, and you'll have a lot better offensive line.
Definitely.
And then with Eckler and Gordon, I mean, both of them are supposed to be free agents. I
heard Gordon's going to shop.
No, he wants to come back.
Really?
Yeah,
I was reading an article.
He's been telling everybody he wants to play for the Chargers.
I've been hearing he wants to come back too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much the Chargers want him back.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's going to get to free agency, so he's going to be able to listen to some offers. But he wants to stay with the Chargers.
Who do you think fetches more in free agency?
They have more control over Eckler because they can.
Was he restricted or?
Yeah, he's a restricted free agent.
But just in general, who do you think, if they were unrestricted, who do you think's
Gordon
getting more?
For sure, Gordon. Eckler doesn't have as large of a sample size.
Yeah,
I think Eckler has a more unique skill asset to him, where Gordon, I think, is just a better running back.
Who do you want more?
Oh, Melvin Gordon.
Really?
Yeah. Austin Eckler is a great number 2 running back. I'm not paying Eckler, $6, $7, $8 million a year to be a number 2 running back.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that he deserves that money. I just think that, it's situational. If the Patriots are like, oh, we really want Austin Eckler. It's like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Like, you dink and dunk down the field all the time.
Yeah.
Booger McFarland.
Yeah.
The
But
Chargers do that shit too, though, so much. I don't know. I don't
not
think
as much the last couple years.
Really?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, they definitely
Rivers definitely leaned on that heavy
Yeah.
for a couple seasons, but
they did a lot last year, and they got away from it this year.
Yeah.
A lot of the big gains that Eckler got were,
Breakaway
four
touchdowns. Yeah.
verticals and him going underneath.
yeah, running like a halfback option,
Yeah.
sitting in the middle.
So I think the better player is Melvin Gordon, but I think that both of them.
Four
that-
verticals, my favorite play.
Yeah.
But that's the conversation that needs to be had with both of them. Is like, you guys will have a longer career together.
Yeah, than you will apart.
Yeah.
Definitely. I
So
agree.
I think that hopefully Melvin Gordon has learned from his offseason that he's not going to get paid like, Todd Gurley or
He also needs to do a better job at securing the ball, though.
don't get me started.
He fumbles a lot.
He
gets,
the last 2 years wasn't bad, or like this past season was bad, but the two
Yeah.
prior years was not. But yeah, this past season he had a couple very, very costly.
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it'll definitely be interesting. I'm excited for all the NFL news once that starts heating up because there's definitely going to be a lot of it. There's
Yeah.
not going to be a
It's
week.
going to be like probably the
where-
most exciting offseason that we've seen in the last decade.
Definitely. All right, let's wrap up. We'll do our stat of the day. I got one here. Greg Olson is now, he's coming back for I don't know how many seasons he's been in the league, but going to Seattle. He is now going to be teammates with a father-son duo. He played with Terrence Metcalf in 2008, and now his new teammate DK Metcalf.
Oh, that's
So-
cool. I didn't know that DK Metcalf was like a legacy player, like somebody.
I didn't either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his dad Terrence was an offensive lineman.
Wow.
For I think the Bears or something like that.
And
Yeah.
like DK's shredded as shit, like
Yeah,
not like a fat
the
ass.
opposite.
Oh, by the way, I saw on Friday I saw Nick Hardwick at the Fashion Valley Mall.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
That
See
dude
what's
lost
up?
so much weight.
Speaking of linemen who lost a bunch of weight,
Dude, that guy was like 1 year removed.
dude, he's
from it.
freaking jacked.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I saw him like, holy shit.
What happened to you?
Yeah, hey, he was there with
Like,
like his.
he was an undersized O lineman.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
like, but he was pudgy.
Yeah.
He was very
He
pudgy.
definitely had a lot of mass on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was there with his wife, and I think he had like 2 daughters, or I think.
I know he's got like 4 kids or something.
Yeah, hey, there was a bunch of little kids running around.
Yeah.
So I was just like surprised. But I was like, oh shit! I'm like Dama, that's Nick Hardwick.
Did you go say what's up?
No, because I like walked by him and
You know, I'm a little offended. You're at Fashion Valley Mall. I live right here. You don't want to stop by and say what's up?
well, no, what were we doing?
You know,
Can't remember.
just can't say what's up to your homie. Like, so close. I'm a mile away.
No, I can't remember what we had to. I think we had to like return something there. Can't remember, but
But anyways, yeah. But I always like these kind of stories where you see a player that has the longevity in their career to be able to play
with
with like different generations of a family. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, for sure.
It keeps
that is cool.
keeps football fun. All sports fun, really.
You know, football is family.
when you hear your family.
Yeah.
But all right, everybody, we are the Three Amigos and a podcast. We'll be back next week with another episode, and don't forget to go listen to the Three Course podcast. Later.
See ya.
Later.
Oh, you're later. Wait, say later again because I said later. Bye.
Later.